Hey, everyone, and welcome to this very special episode of Signals from the Frontline, your every Wednesday live broadcast brought to you by Frontline Gaming. We are your hosts, Kicker, the chief of Serial. I think he's that way. He's that way. He's that way. I don't know which way I'm pointing. I can't see. He is also the chief of Serial and the Sigillite of FLG, and we are joined by our surprise guest. Yes, those of you at home, you might notice that way. We are have an Australian invasion occurring. There was an invader brought into Kicker's house this week. Yeah. We have the lovely, effervescent Adam Camilleri. I would like to point out, Adam, that a certain show on a different network may always introduce you as the late, great Adam Camilleri, which sounds like you're dead. So I don't, you're not dead. You're alive. See, you're right there.
Well, it's a couple. It's like a triple slap. Firstly, I'm not dead.
No, you're not.
Secondly,
dead.
while I'm in Australia, I'm actually in the future, so I can't be late.
No.
And thirdly, it's Blake Law. I never heard of him.
Yeah. All right. And I'm Seth, the Mad Doc, your competitive correspondent. What has everyone been up to?
Well, Seth, for the viewers that are not watching this wonderful episode, we are clearly all in my living room right now because we have the New Orleans.
Definitely all three of us.
All three of us. Nobody's been photoshopped or edited. All three of us are in my living room right now, sitting on a sofa, ready to rock and roll tomorrow at the New Orleans Open. We'll set up tomorrow so that we can play on Friday. So I've been scrambling like a madman. I've also picked up Adam at the airport. That was exciting. That's like a big step in a relationship. To go pick up somebody from the airport is a pretty it
was quite special.
Yeah, I haven't even done that for my wife yet. So, geez, what have you? Right? What have you been up to, Seth?
So after I finally settled on my list for the New Orleans Open, I finished in the last week 20 Beast Snaggle Boys, 9 Commandos, a Pain Boss, a Beast Boss on Swigosaur. So with everything I did last week, it's like 40 models in the last week and a half or so. And then I have started watching. Do you ever watch Dragon Ball Z when you were a kid?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
Yes.
No. Wait, what is that?
And you haven't watched this yet? It's first time?
I just started watching it. I'm 60 episodes in.
And you haven't seen this?
Kicker,
what is
Kicker,
this?
You're watching that later tonight. Imagine, if you will, someone edited down Dragon Ball Z so that there was significantly shorter episodes and then redubbed it with absolutely hilarious voiceovers.
Are you serious? This is a thing?
Oh, yes. It is amazing. I'm this weekend, if anyone ever looks down, I'm just going to look at them and throw something and yell, Sensu Bean!
Yes. One of the best lines is Nappa is kicking the crap out of the Z fighters or whatever. And he turns to Vegeta and he says, Vegeta, I can fly. and just lose your mind. It's so good.
Yeah, it's Kicker, what have you been up to? Or Adam. Have we asked you what you've been up to yet?
Adam's in America.
Yes. Of the three of us, I'm certainly the one that is. I'm actually in Australia right now. I'm definitely not on this couch.
He's definitely not in my living room.
The one that got photoshopped in. It's the guy that.
Of the three of us, I'm the most likely candidate to be photoshopped in. But no, I'm taking a chance and trying to go full time as a content creator, as a 40K personality, commentator, shoutcaster, whatever. So I quit my day job and I've taken 6 months out of my life to see if I can make this absolute wild dream become a reality. And through wonderful people like FLG and a bunch of other guys, I'm seeing what I can do. So really happy to be here. Going to be commentating on the Frontline Gaming's New Orleans Open this weekend on the lovely Joe on Warhammer's Live, which will be re-streamed over onto the Frontline Gaming Twitch. You can catch me there or catch me on Joe's show. I'll be doing the commentary along with his format, so it won't be strictly the same as what we've been producing recently, but it'll be, if you know what Joe does, it's an exceptionally good and high quality stream, and it should be a fun show.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a full house here at the Kicker household. We have Adam in our guest bedroom, Joe in his camper rig out front, and Joe and Adam are in the living room with myself, and we're all talking shop. And my wife just walks in like, "What is going on? 40K is taking over the house," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, baby." But it's pretty cool. I will say though, it's kind of surreal to see Adam in person because I've never actually met him face to face. So this is fun. We hope that everyone come out to not only to the New Orleans Open, but to the LDO and get to see all these cool characters face to face and hang out with us. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's a surreal sensation to feel like I'm out talked.
Yeah.
So let me hop in on that because chat has some ideas.
Not going to get a single word in today.
Yeah, I'm already struggling. But everyone knows Tom Nagachi Express. aka Kelsey Ito. He said, well, here comes the word per minute singularity.
Ready, go.
Yeah. We'll hit pie.
So just everyone get ready because this one's going to be an interesting one. Kicker, take us through the industry news.
Yeah, we're going to keep it short. Most important thing that's going on is the GW Advent Calendar. They're doing this thing every day, a little sneak peek of some sort of part of a model. It's pretty clear right now. It's Eldar. Let's be
Eldar,
honest. We know it's Eldar.
It could definitely be orcs.
Yeah, you wish, man. I mean, Adam, did you call it when you saw the first, little preview? Did you think Eldar?
I saw a Dark Reaper.
You saw a Dark Reaper.
I saw a Dark Reaper. The front of a Dark Reaper's cannon. At least that's the one I'm thinking of when I saw the first one. That might be the second or third. But yeah, I'm like, that is a Dark Reaper Reaper launcher. And
now the rumors are really starting to hit home. And with all the previews, it looks like now, this is still technically a rumor, but it looks like it's going to be Eldar Corsairs are going to be a big part of this. Yeah, which were a fan favorite. And those are, for those not in the know, the Eldar Corsairs are the Eldar pirates. So it's looking pretty good that the Eldar line is going to get a good refresh in the very near future, which is exciting. They're up to GW owes them a codex right now.
So what are you thinking? I mean,
no. Eldar are not owned anything. Eldar crushed souls for multiple editions. They are allowed to languish on the vine for a bit.
So it's like, out of the way, I want to see a Goth supplement. I want to see an Evil Sun supplement.
Exactly.
Snakebite supplement.
I've only gotten one supplement. I need more.
Yeah. Well, it's actually an interesting thing because if they do try to make Eldari a true super faction, like do we get a Craft World book and then we get like a Yunari supplement? We get a Corsair supplement. We get the
Exodites, the ones that write the dinos. Yeah,
I know for a fact, apart from SWATs, people want Exodites almost like second run down from people who want an Exodite line.
And it would make sense if you think about it, right? We already have Imperium, Chaos, Xenos, and then Eldari, which is already a super faction. Yeah. I mean, they really just need to have a few more
bits and pieces. Exactly right. Cool. And same for, if they were to make it, like possibly even make some like Brood Brothers unique things to add another second fiddle to the Hive Mind super faction, we could really flesh out some of these bodies.
I like it, and I think that'd be fun. I mean, not that I don't like Imperium and Chaos and Xenos, but I think it'd be nice to grow up these other super factions tremendously. No, Seth is saying no. Seth, you're really good at following the rumors. Have you heard anything about this release?
I've been hearing that there's going to be an entire revamp of basically the full line. Which, if you think about like how long the Eldar line has been out there, like there's a lot of kits that need to be revamped.
So more than 20 years ago when I started the game, it was the same Phoenix Lords. Yep. Phoenix Lords, apart from Jane's getting a model 18 months ago, whatever it was, the same Fugan, same Baharoth, same all of them exactly the same. And you can say that for pretty much most of the character range, with the exception, I think, of Eldrad or the Farseer as well. It's just, it needs it, and it deserves it as well. They're so iconic.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the quality has changed. It's not just that you would get bored with the existing models, but the quality has changed so much. I when Kildeen first dropped, I bought an Eldar kit because I really wanted to try them, and I just got so annoyed with the crappiness of the old models. I'm like, okay, not enough detail. Not doing the whole army. So this. I'm
gonna hop in and remind viewers that about 5 minutes ago, Kicker said we're gonna keep this short.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so all the product release news, skipping it. So let's just go move right along. We do have New Orleans Open starting on Friday. Tomorrow, if you're in the area, come help set up. We'll be on Canal Street, setting up at the Sheraton. The Bad Wolf crew, this is the local store that these are the guys buying all the challenge coin holders of drinks. The Bad Wolf is the local hobby store and bar here. They've got a whole group of volunteers, and we want to thank them. They're all showing up tomorrow to help make this happen. So that's badly needed. Adam's going to be put to work helping set up the new tables. Right. Seth, if you show up early, guess what? You're going to help us. We could really use it.
I'll do my best.
You'll do your best. Our superhero, though, right now is Leo. He's driving the truck from Las Vegas to New Orleans with all the LVO.
That is just crazy. Leo. Yeah. Godspeed, Leo. Hopefully you're not listening live while driving.
How long is that drive?
26 hours.
I was about to say, it's got to be at least 24 or more.
Yeah, right? Poor guy. But he will be here tomorrow.
Is Leo commenting on Facebook? Do I have a Facebook user that says, I'm almost there with everything, don't worry?
Don't text and drive, Leo.
Leo.
Jesus, Leo.
I'm going to play you a song when you get there this weekend. You'll understand.
Please don't do that, Leo. So you can hop in chat. We'd love to have you hop in chat. Seth is monitoring the chat right now. Leo should hopefully be pulled over. Maybe he's getting gas right now, but he will be. I hope he's not driving and texting. But yeah, Leo has all the wonderful terrain as well as the secondhand shop. We will have the secondhand shop here, which is pretty legendary. Yeah. Seth, you've mastered the art of the secondhand shop.
Looted.
I've looted many things.
Seth, do you want to give like the insider pro tip on how to really, maximize your options at the secondhand shop?
Well, you play orcs, and then you can loot any vehicle from any faction. It's perfect.
Well, okay. Or you can come back several times. So come back Friday
Yes.
morning,
Good point.
Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, you meant the actual knowledge, not
Actual
my
secret tip,
shenaniganry orc knowledge. Yes. Leo, love him. He rotates stock throughout the weekend, guys. So he's putting new stuff out each day. So keep checking back in. If you're around, check in. If you're really looking for something maybe very specific, you might ask him and see if he's got a minute, if he can dig through the back to see if it's there. But yeah, he does rotate stock.
Yeah. So we're gonna have the secondhand shop. We're gonna have, of course, wonderful competitive play. But we're also gonna have a great stream team. As we were saying, Joe is going to be out there with Adam running the stream. You'll be helping out.
Yeah, I'll be doing the commentary. It's not going to be the traditional I'm commentating over the entire game. I don't believe it'll be me interjecting to give you some hot takes, highlight some interesting bits of play, strategy news, update on the scores, update on the battle round, give you a sense of the entire event, kind of paint the scene for you. But yeah, definitely be doing by Joe's format there, not the traditional what we usually do, the big song and dance.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a very laid back version of Adam
Oh,
Camilleri.
it's going to be great. I'm still going to have a voice by the end of it. It's going to be magnificent.
Yeah. Remember,
in the background, folks, our producer Val is taking bets now on how long that'll take before Adam just launches into like verbal. Yeah, exactly. So Val will probably get me a link for his betting site here shortly, and we can start taking bets on there. And
commandeer his stream midway through.
No.
But it is New Orleans. It is the Big Easy. So we want everyone, including Adam and Joe, to just chill and relax and enjoy the venue. I want to get one really important thing out of the way. This is regarding the Cherokee Open. There's a lot of hubbub about room rates and is there people are trying to find better room rates than our room block by looking at third-party sites or even going directly through the Cherokee website and getting rooms that were advertised as lower. And so I wanted to comment on this and hopefully clear up everything because we do this at every one of our events. We always have a really good room block with the best room deal you can get. So let's just start. Okay. So, one of the things that we need to kind of discuss is the rate. I'm just reading off my notes here because I need notes. So by staying in the Frontline Gaming room block at the Cherokee Open or any one of our Frontline Gaming events, the rate is locked in for the entire stay of the event. So yes, the non-room block might get you a in the door kind of rate. So right now at Cherokee, it's like $75 for Thursday, but then if you look at the hotel, they're going to then charge you $500 on Friday, $500 on Saturday, $500 on Sunday. Did you see that stuff? That's the actual rate. So you could get $74 for one night, but then you're going to get screwed every other night. So if you stay with us in our room block, you're getting the locked-in rate for every single night, which is $135. So obviously, it's way cheaper that way. But then we take it even a step further. There's always all those little extra charges when you stay at a resort. All hotels have these fees, right? At a resort like Cherokee, they call it their resort fee. Those rates I just mentioned above, you're going to add an additional $25 to that rate. So if that's just a flat $25 resort fee, regardless of who you book through, unless you book through the Frontline Gaming room block, because I spent a lot of time to negotiate that resort fee was waived for all of our players. So not only are you getting a locked-in rate, but you're not getting those little nonsense added resort fees. Now, I don't do that for every single one of the events because it's not always possible. But at the Cherokee Open, I was able to waive the resort fee. So woohoo! And then the other thing is with the room block, you also get a lot of freebies at Cherokee. All the players, I don't even think players even realize this, or people that have already booked their hotel room. You're going to be getting free internet to your room. You're going to get 2 user codes for your room. You're going to get access to all the resort things for free, like the pool and the gym that you normally have to pay a little bit more for. And yes, you're going to get free parking, free valet. That includes free valet parking. So you're not, so the little Frontline Gaming room block is actually saving you a lot on a lot of different angles. And very importantly, guys, you're helping us out. Frontline Gaming only gets credit if you book through the room block. That's the only way the hotel says, "Oh, wow, this event really brought in a lot of people to our venue." So not only you getting a good bang for your buck, but you're actually really helping us keep on putting on Frontline Gaming events. So yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm out.
I'm excited for that. My wife has officially declared that will be her birthday weekend, and we will be going. So as soon as I can get everything off with work, you will see me there.
Sweet. and hopefully Adam, I think he's going to be here in his American tour. He can come join us.
When is it?
It's February 24th, 26th. 25th, 26th, and 27th.
Doing math. That's
doing math.
2.5 months away.
I'm trying to figure out if I need to bounce out of the country that weekend or not.
Okay, so no,
We'll
if
see.
you
We'll
can,
see.
please
If
do.
I can be there, I will. If not, maybe I'll stream remote.
Awesome. It's another beautiful part of the country in the Smoky
Sounds
Mountains.
incredible.
Sweet.
I looked up some of the
All right.
pictures. It looks like
Let's hop into some FLGN news.
Yes. Take it away.
So we this week on Grim After Dark, they had Taylor on for another Taylor episode. They went through the Infinite and Divine, and we might trade some barbs back and forth with our brothers over at Grim After Dark, but
It's putting it lightly.
I have heard that there is a growing amount of respect in the community for their interview style. So I would not be surprised if we see some more interesting guests coming in the future. I'm not going to spoil it for them, even though I could. But they did receive my cease and desist notice on their malicious use of my name and image. So hopefully we can move forward from there. Chapter Tactics this week talked about the worst units in 40K. So go check that out. And then the Thursday show, Adam, what's on the Thursday show this week?
Well, I just started working on it today. So we're going to be covering, of course, we're going to be covering the New Orleans Open by Frontline Gaming. We're also be covering one of the, I guess, the largest events to happen in Australia in a little while, especially on the west coast of Australia, which is the New South Wales Masters. So 60-player event, 6 rounds, best players in that state. Going to be rocking it off to see who's the best player of in that year for the state, and it's got some pretty decent names. Like the most recent CanCon winner is going to be there, so that's literally the equivalent of an LVO. So I've got his list up. I've just broken it down to tell you all about it. In addition, one of the other top players in Australia is in attendance. So yeah, a couple of bits to break down there. In addition to all the stats and juiciness coming from this weekend's Super Major by Frontline Gaming.
Nice.
Speaking of, do we know if lists have been unlocked yet for this event?
They have not.
They have not.
And that's why I haven't done it yet, because I'm hopefully unlocked in the next kind of.
Can we twist your arm, Kicker?
Yeah, I mean, I think I know someone that can help you with that.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, I know somebody that can assist there. So
yeah, let's make that happen. Let's make that happen, guys.
Cool. I'll go back to talk to your people.
Yeah.
So the main segment for this episode is actually we're going to talk about the previewed chapter approved 2022 rules that were out at the GW Open this past weekend for their finals. They previewed 2 new missions. The important point with both of the missions is that they've changed how primary scores. Instead of scoring 5 points for each of the things, either holding 1, holding 2, holding more, or holding 2, holding 3, holding more, it's now 4 points. So your primary from holding objectives caps at 12 per turn.
Yes.
And they've added, they've taken the mission secondaries away and made those a way to score primary. So the first mission they showed was secure missing artifacts. It's a 5 objective mission. It deploys just like priority targets, including how you move your objectives. And you secretly note a priority target on your opponent's side of the field. So you can move an objective and choose on their side of the field. And then they score their 3 points by holding that priority objective each turn. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of move that out to a position that might be more advantageous to you. And they've got to jump on that objective and hold it to get their 3 primary. And then the other mission, well, let me get the other mission, Adam, and then I'll let you loose. The second mission, because I figure once I let him loose, I'm never stopping him, is recover the relics.
Are you noticing Seth's speed? He's speaking faster.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my words in.
The pressure.
6 objective mission. Setup and deployment is just like retrieval. It's also taken the hold. This one, though, for the remaining 3 points, you actually have to kill enemy units. So we're going back to a kill point system almost. So you have to get 3 units destroyed in a battle round. And the twist on this one was, in order to get your CP that you get each turn, you have to hold an objective either in no man's land or your opponent's territory, which is your opponent's portion of the board. And you can get an extra CP if you hold an objective in their deployment zone. Adam, go.
It is a really cool change. First and foremost, the difference in priority targets. Well, priority targets was the joke mission, as far as I'm concerned. It was the mission where the secondary, everyone started with 15 points up, and one of your secondary choices just didn't matter. Now, not only do you have a third secondary that you must pick because there's no default, just auto 15 for everybody, you have an actual legitimate give and take with your opponent where you've got a loss of agency in the points you could score, but you're hampering their agency at the same time. You're moving an objective and then pointing out and say, see that one I just messed with? That's the one you have to sit on. Instead of you just being like, see this one I just moved and insulated, that's the one I have to sit on. It's such a fundamental and cool change that I think it's going to make that mission so much more interesting.
So Adam gives a thumbs up for that one. What about the other mission?
2 Aussie thumbs up. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of this one.
Recover the relics.
Recover the relics.
And which one's this based off? This is the 6 objective mission. Is it the Hammer and Anvil one?
Based off retrieval.
And killing things.
Yep. Now, this has got kill points. This is, once again, it's all the primary missions have changed to the 4-8-12 format, which I like quite a lot. It's not as binary as the, did I get a 5 or a 15, which happens so much of the time. Now, a lot of the time, you just get 8s and 4s and trade 8s and 4s. It's not that huge, big gap between the 5 and the 15 that we used to get. Now, but what I really like about this one is that the secondaries actually kill points. You get 1 extra bonus up to your 15 if you get up to 3 kill points in that turn.
And you see how many people create an army and they could care less about killing you.
Couldn't care less about you. Yeah. All those MSU armies that, Drukhari, would go a turn or 2 or 3 without getting a bunch of kills and then just slaughter you in turn 4 and turn 5. And now they're like, well, I just can't sit back and wait for advance and charge or my +1 to hit or my invuln. I got to go get some kills. Otherwise, this guy might get 15s popping raiders and little 5-mans here and there. And it's actually a thing, even though that Drukhari list, has changed fundamentally. There's still a lot of MSU in the game. So I think this is a really spicy change. And I can't wait to see what the rest of these are.
So both missions are very positive. I mean, you're happy with
them. Yes,
all right,
absolutely. Sweet. And the secondary changes as well. Seth, there's a couple that are changing.
I've got those all listed out. But to clarify, the primary still caps at 45 total. So you can't score above 45. They do cap the second way to score. I don't know how to phrase it, but the non-objective holding way to score primary, whatever that is for each mission, is capped at 3 per turn. So you can't be like, I scored 12 this turn because I killed 12 units on Recover the Relics. It caps at 3. I do like the Recover the Relics change on how you generate CP, because that also forces interaction by having to hold objectives.
Because I'm not aware of that. How do you get?
So normally you get your CP, your 1 CP at the start of each turn. You can only get that 1 CP if you're holding an objective that's outside of your deployment zone.
Oh wow, I like that a lot.
Each turn, and then you get an additional CP if you hold an objective in your opponent's deployment zone.
Oh,
so you are incentivized. You know, there's some games where maybe you can be like, you know what, this turn I gotta hide and wait because I don't want my opponent to be able to get angles on me. So rather than having that turn where it's free to sit back, if you're a CP heavy army, you might be forced to go forward. Or if you are a CP heavy army, you're incentivized to dive deep in your opponent's deployment zone to try to pick up those 2, because that's a free interrupt. That's a fight on death. That's most of our good stratagems for CP and Orcs. So I think that's how everyone's books should be, right?
Yeah, great.
So, all right, secondary changes. I'm gonna hit a few of them, and we'll let them add them in, and then we'll hit a few more. So, engage, they changed it so that you can only score engage with units that contain 3 or more models or are vehicles or monsters. So no more one-man lictors going, "Hey, I stole an objective."
Yeah.
No prisoners basically got bonus points awarded. 1 bonus point if you reach the 50 to 99 wound bracket, and 2 bonus points if you go over 100. So it makes it so that there's a little less number of wounds your opponent's army has to have for you to get a decent score on that.
Exactly right. And that's because getting armies where you would legitimately get 10 points out of no prisoners was so few and far between. There were so few armies where you legitimately could conceive getting 10 points out of no prisoners that just never got taken. You would just take grind if you were going to get a more consistent score.
Totally.
Bring it down. They shifted the wounds brackets for the points, so now it's up. 9 or fewer is 1 point. 10 to 14 is 2 points, and 15 or above is 3 points. I think that's actually a pretty big change.
That's huge, because suddenly now you got things like all the transports that are worth 2 points, not 1.
Yes.
You got things like Kill Rig, which are really popular right now. Suddenly Kill Rig's worth 3. I mean, so it's. I think it's a subtle change, but I think it's a significant one.
Exactly. Now, they changed Rod to New Rod.
Yes.
Retreat, Nocturnational.
We're calling it New Rod.
Changing different names. Just update the rules. You don't need to change the name.
And what I do like, it says R&D. It's like research and development now. So I'm thinking of just calling it research and development.
Fine. I love it.
So please feel free to
So that one, they changed it so infantry or bikers can do this, including characters.
Yes.
And now the unit at the end of the turn rolls to see if it completes its action. You subtract 1 from the roll if the unit that's doing it is a troop, and then you look at the result of the roll, and if it is equal to or less than the number of models in that unit, then the action succeeds. So it's not a guaranteed on those small little units.
Yeah, so a 5-man troop always passes. Yep. Like your Crusader squads, your Crypto Thralls, your like 1-man Lictor, one-man lictor just really can't do it.
I love this mechanic. I love this mechanic because it also incentivizes you to try and whittle down units. Like even if it's a 5-man unit, get that 5-man unit down to a 2-man unit.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it.
But it also, there's a little bit of risk there. You're like, you know what? All I've got is this 2-man unit. I'm just going to go for it and hope I hit that 1 or 2.
It gives great agency, though, to the armies that do have things that can reliably do this now. Because now there's a big divide between the armies that you just automatically get this by having little 2-mans that can sling around. E.g. Sisters just have a bunch of 2-man Crusader squads just jump around and do it here, there, and everywhere. And now things like, all of a sudden, they're really bad at it. Yeah. But armies like Scions, like Gene Stealer Cult, that have so much dynamics and can push around the board here, there, and everywhere, all of a sudden they have a secondary that's easily better than everybody else's.
All right, can I do a quick thought experiment right here? Okay, so you just said Scions. I know you're an Eldar player, deep down inside. We're talking about a 5-man Scion unit. Do you suddenly now take these 5-man units, which is kind of the normal, into a 6-man unit to guarantee it goes off?
Well, because they're
this could be for Storm Boy's first Seth as well.
But because it's their troops and they're 5-man, it automatically guarantees it. It's -1 to the roll.
Okay,
and so because it's equal to or under the amount in the squad, right? So,
yep.
Yeah. So it automatically guarantees. If it's a 5-man troop squad,
you're good. But it's got to be a troop choice. So like Storm Boys, it would not work. You'd have to have a 6-man Storm Boys.
5-man Storm Boys are really hot right now. Would you make that?
But it would have to be a 6-man because Storm Boys are fast attack, not troops.
Is that what you're going to do to your list? Are you going to change those to 6-man?
No, Kicker, you missed the important change. It can be done by bikes now, which means the speed mob has a secondary it can do.
Yes. You just take unit of 6 bikes, just rock off.
Just go to it.
So I can just be like, I'm moving 14 inches into your whatever table quarter I want. Boom, doing the action.
Like, you have a couple of units of 5 guys here or there and everywhere. Have your bikes, have a couple of units of 10-man boys who might be able to do it in a pinch. Because realistically, like there's 4 quarters and there's 5 turns of the game. So you can afford to roll 1 6 and bust it. Yeah. 2 and you're unhappy. But you can afford to bust this once and still get it back.
Yeah. Cool. And the other change is it now includes characters. So in that absolute pinch, because one of the plays, if someone took Rod before where you were like, I'm just going to kill all of his infantry and he's not going to be able to score any Rod, you can be like, you know what? All I've got left is characters. I might as well try.
I've got a question for you, Seth. Does that mean Celestine has a 50-50 to get this off?
Ooh. She's a 3-model unit.
And
what's the new Black Templar dude who has like a bunch of friends?
A retinue of 3 little cyber slave, whatevers. They've got a 2/3 chance. They've got to get this off.
Isn't there like one of the people from Black Templars has like 3 or 4 friends hanging around with him?
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, bro, high-fiving. Yeah, you're like, yes, thank you for taking the unit, bros. Make our rolls better.
Even sillier. What's the Tanith first and only?
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Characters.
Yes.
Oh god.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
sorry, chat. I'm trying to watch what we're talking a lot. Chat says it's Grim Maldus.
Adam.
Also, Grim Laughs.
These changes are going to be dramatic in how they change people's list.
Yeah, I really think so as well. There's another couple others that have changed, but I really think we're going to see a new meta develop as soon as these drop. People are going to really have to change up their list.
Deploy teleport homers and investigate signals. We have the 2. Yeah. Homers changed, and the big change with that is before the action, and this is an action you have to perform within 12 inches of your opponent deployment zone, you get 2 points, or 4 if you're in their deployment zone. It used to be that the action completed in your next command phase, so you have to like walk up your opponent's deployment zone and sit there, which is not a great idea.
Suicide.
But now it turned into, if it's being done by a troop unit, it completes at the end of your turn. Which is another good use of fast-moving troop choices if you've got those in your army. And then investigate signals. Before, that was the one where you had to do an action in the center of the table within 6 inches of it. And if it completes, you get 3 points. You couldn't start the action if there was enemy unit within 6, though. Now it lets you start the action even if there's an enemy unit within 6. You just have to have them dead by the end of the turn. So you can't just automatically deny even trying to get that action done.
Now, see, I see that one as being a little bit problematic because you can take that one with Oath of the Moment. You kind of get this double, even triple down.
And
Stranglehold.
The warp ritual, isn't there a psychic one you do in the middle of the tables?
Yeah.
So you just own the center.
It's like, okay, so I wanted to own the center anyway, and now if I'm doing it, it's buying into 3 separate secondaries. Yeah. And it might be a bit of a snowball effect.
But it could also be like putting all your eggs in one basket, right? You could totally get, if your opponent sees you doing that, well, okay, it's going to be a battle.
Get the blinkers on.
Yeah, we're just going to go charge forward. So the questions coming out of chat is, what is the ETA on chapter approved? Will it make it before LVO? Everything I've heard rumor-wise is that this is probably not going to be out live in the rest of the world before LVO. So, I'm not official, but I would expect to probably be playing the 2021 stuff at LVO.
So just practicality-wise, so the rules cutoff for LVO is, I believe, the 13th of January.
Correct, which is just over a month from now.
So whatever is the last thing that's going to make it out into the LVO meta is whatever is previewed up for pre-order, essentially New Year's week, New Year's Day, New Year's week.
Yep, because that'll be hitting streets.
Chapter approved. I've got a feeling we'd be hearing about it in the next week or two. And seeing as no one has any whispers about it, I'm thinking we're not going to see it.
Yeah, I mean, this is too big of a change that, hopefully it doesn't happen right before LVO, because that would make a lot of people try to pivot.
A lot of. See, I almost think that I would like to see that. I would like to see the absolute mess it would make, to just see what would happen.
No. See, I'm opposite. I want the LVO to kind of be like the be all big end show for this book, and then that gives us the whole new season. Okay, we got a new ITC season, we got a new mission set. It refreshes everything.
I'm likely to be commentating the LVO, and it's going to be a much bolder spectacle for me to unpack, like this whole new world's meta for this massive event. But you're right. Yeah. We've come through essentially about 10 months by the time the LVO happens. It'll be 10, 11 months of a Drukhari preeminence in one way, shape, or form. And I think it's only fitting.
Well, we're going to bring them down. Don't worry. They're not going to survive LVO. We will destroy them.
Got some Goff goodness.
I have beaten Thick City once. Don't ask me how many times I've lost to it, but I've beaten it once.
That's better than most.
Jeez, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, and then of course we have the two other codexes that we know are GSC and Custodes. So we don't know if those will be at LVO yet, because the book is not.
Yeah, GW was hoping to have those out now, or
I think
maybe next week.
If they were going to make it, they would have told us that.
Yeah,
it was going to.
Yeah.
So, I think it's unlikely. They said in some time. They didn't say
early 2022 means we can't even guarantee January, probably.
Yeah. And that is a shame for those books. I legitimately find. So the Custodies book, I find it interesting and intriguing. I want to see how those things translate.
Have you been practicing your stances?
No. I've been looking at Crossfire. I've been looking at this whole thing. That's the most interesting rule I have seen in this edition. I love it.
It is. But if the Gene Stealer Cults players do not sing the theme song for the board game Crossfire while activating that rule, it doesn't count.
Are you going to demonstrate for us now, Seth? And give them all
Kicker just did. No, Kicker just did. I had that game as a kid. I got to go find it.
You had to have the game. Yeah, no, I think that's a cool mechanic. I like that they're really putting energy into creating mechanics that are totally distinct,
because it did get a bit same. We've now got protocols, we've got doctriners, and we've got now mechanicals and stances that all feel kind of the same.
Yeah.
And they're all kind of, seems like they're trickle downs from doctrines.
Yeah.
These just all seem like weird versions of WOG to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly right. WOG is the same thing. Like pick a turn, and something happens at different turns of the game. I'd love to see more agency of like rules mechanics. I'd like to see those things be triggerable or be a skill ceiling for the player.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And you have to play that army totally different. To move those, you have to play GSC with the whole intent of moving the models in a specific way that's totally different than activating or moving models from any other army.
Yeah. So we're doing that thing we said we would do.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into the thing that I'm hoping.
Hold on a second there, Sethy Poo. Sir Val Skull, producer, signals from the front line. Floating Skull here. Just want to clarify. Just want to make sure we're real clear. Slow it down. Pause it. Freeze time, if you will. By the way, thanks for listening and or watching on YouTube. Ring the bell, hit subscribe, do what you got to do. Once again, I'm Sir Val Skull, and I just wanted to tell you exactly what's happening next year with changes to the ITC, because it's actually not all that complicated. All that's happening is that we're getting rid of the requirement to attend a certain amount of majors and a certain amount of GTs in order to max out your ITC score. That means that if you really wanted to, you could go to 6 smaller tournaments, RTTs, in the course of a year, and you would have 6 scores counted towards the ITC. Are you going to beat Richard Siegler with 6 RTTs? Probably not, guys. You're probably not going to do it. But you are going to be able to maybe compete a bit harder for some of those faction awards, those best in faction awards. Maybe you're just going to feel better about being able to participate more fully if you don't have a lot of access to GTs and majors. And then, on the other hand, TOs who these days maybe are a little desperate, let's say, to get from a GT to a major or from an RTT to GT and grow those events. And maybe if they're close, maybe put their finger on the scale a little bit. Maybe invent somebody like a Floating Skull to be that 58th player to give them major status. Well, we're here to say that there's absolutely no reason for anyone to ever do that ever again. Because really, the algorithm takes care of us all. You see, as events get larger, they have more players, and they get longer, they have more rounds, you score more points. And that happens automatically. Doesn't matter if you have 57 or 58. The 58-player event is going to score a bit more than the 57-player event. And that's it. So it's real simple. If you play in 6 events next year, you're going to have 6 scores count towards your ITC score. We think that's pretty cool, and that's the big change that's coming. And we're also going to announce some more changes to how teams work and how teams are scored, and that'll be exciting. And, well, maybe we'll have the original floating head, Reese Richard Robbins, come on and talk about that in the near future. So I'll let the fellas get back to it. Sorry for the annoying interruption, the floating head, and if you're just listening to the podcast, the silly voice I'm using for some reason. Really appreciate it, everybody. Sir Val Skull, out.
All right, let's talk about our ITC recap. Not a lot of movement this week, unfortunately. We're still waiting on those Austin scores going in. We've got Brad Chester in our number 1 slot for the 40K competitive track, followed up by number 2, Sean Naden. Sean and our number 3, John Lennon, will both be in action this weekend at the New Orleans Open, so maybe a chance for them to move up a bit higher there in the rankings. Number 4, Manny Chima. Manny having just won the U.S. Open Finals, although I don't believe there's many ITC points on the line for that. And then Malik Rubio at number 5. Hopping down to the hobby track, number 1 is JT Steger, number 2, Lee Harris, number 3, Scott Boucher, number 4, Jacob Thayer, and number 5, a new number 5 for us this week is Lee Steger, which I think I mentioned last week is, I believe, the wife of JT Steger. So a little competition in that house. Lee's coming up the trail. She's nipping at your heels, JT. I always wonder if there's like hobby sabotage in that house.
All
right, AOS competitive track. We've got Gavin Greigar at number 1, Caleb Walters at number 2. Our number 3 is a new name, and I'm going to butcher it. I'm really sorry about this. Yuri Sichivana. Yeah. I have no idea how to say that right. Number 4, James O'Brien, and number 5, Anthony Trentinelli. Really sorry about that, Yuri. Reach out to me and tell me how I can actually pronounce your name correctly next time. Finally, for our hobby track in the AOS side of things, Derek Page is our number 1, number 2, Nick Garcia, number 3, Ian Wood, number 4, Christopher Hernandez, and number 5, No Aquino. And I'm going back to chat to see if there's any questions. Would you guys have any thoughts, any filler you can throw in there?
What's your next big Australian event? Because we got the LVO. Do you have your LVO equivalent?
Yeah. So we've got Uprising this year happening in Adelaide. Unfortunately, CanCon has been our flagship end of the season event for quite a few years. It wasn't able to run. It's attached to a convention. Like the CanCon is called the convention. It happens in Canberra, which is the capital of Australia every year. That wasn't able to run because of COVID-19. And the guys in Adelaide picked up the ball that was dropped there and have run with it. And they put on a. Well, it was actually like, we're going to go back to CanCon and we're going to stick with Uprising, but they did such a good job in that 1 year that people are just like, well,
that's it.
Let's go with this and see if these guys can continue to produce. And they absolutely are. Like Adam Napier, number 1 player in Australia right now, is the main TO for that. So
cool.
Hopefully, that shows some good stead that he knows what to provide for competitive players.
It is so crazy though, right? You have one really good event, it becomes a staple. I mean, it just becomes the Lone Star Open was so successful. Boom.
I love CanCon. It's like an absolute staple. It's a historical legacy event, but it was rough every year. It's in the middle of Australian summer, and essentially you're just in a massive convention shed, no aircon, maybe fans, and you just it's an 8-rounder, it's a 3-dayer. You just sweat, you just sweat it all out, and it's just. It's like you can see the BO haze.
All right, I have mine chat for questions.
We get
Kicker, can you explain what the hobby track is? We've got some folks that are newer to it that maybe aren't familiar with it.
Yeah, the hobby track is basically a way to get hobby scores. So it's not tied in at all in how you play competitively regarding of your win-loss scores, whatever. It's purely based off of your appearance rubric, the appearance best painted, basically, which is a score that the judge for each event uses. For Frontline gaming events, we have a rubric. The rubric's posted to the event packet, usually posted. I know it's posted for the New Orleans one, it's posted for the LVO one. And it's basically just your best painted score. And so, and it goes for you for the 6 events, just like you would get for your 6 events.
Yeah, and from my understanding, it has a multiplier similar to the competitive scoring. So a high ranking paint score at a larger event gets you more points than a high ranking paint score at a lower number of events.
Exactly. So you want to have your if you're in the running for that, you want to have your army on display at the LVO, and you want to make sure it gets paint judged. We don't just judge whenever. There's always a set time, and people always miss out on that. You got to have your army ready at that exact time. And can we just
Kicker is only judgmental in small doses.
Oh yeah, small doses. Can we just show off really fast Adam's shirt? Because I don't know if you see one of these in the flesh. Look at this shirt. Look how beautiful
the Nopen.
The Nopen shirt, right? I picked him up from the airport. I had no idea what Adam actually looks like in real life, but I saw the shirt. I'm like, oh, there's Adam.
That's just why I'm like, what is the shirt I've got that people see the most? I was thinking of wearing my Aussie team singlet, but no.
Well, I appreciate that. I picked it up.
All right, Kicker. We didn't ask the most important question to Adam.
Oh, Nikes. Adam, what is your favorite sugary breakfast cereal?
Oh.
This is critical here. This is how we're going to judge you for our entire friendship from now on. You're thinking
a couple.
You're thinking way too long. You have to just say
Cocoa Pops.
Okay, all right.
But it's Fruit Loops.
Whoa, wait, what? So it's a Cocoa Pop.
No. I was going to say Cocoa Pops because that's the one I was allowed to eat. Okay. But Fruit Loops was the one I was never allowed to eat. So therefore, that must be the best one because it's the worst one for me.
Yes, yeah. Do they call them the same in Australia? Like, is Fruit Loops like the toucan? Do you still have the toucan?
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Well, because I go to Europe sometimes, they have like a wolf or something. I'm like, what are you doing changing the mascot?
And what do they call it? They call it chocolate Rice Krispies here. That's what Cocoa Pops is.
We have
a good topical question in chat.
Hey, sorry.
Would Kicker potentially score a army higher if it was cereal based for hobby points?
1,000%. Like I'm waiting for the corn flakes.
Well,
you know, the world leaders army, right?
What was the army that had the Doritos on the bases?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh no.
Back to that, but surely
cereal basing.
Cereal basing.
All right.
Totally
question regarding, I believe, Cherokee. Is it true if you pay extra, Seth will tuck you in?
Yes.
I was unaware of this arrangement, but apparently I'll be tucking people into Cherokee. I hope that my wife did not want to see me at her birthday weekend.
It's attached to the premium ticket along with your
Okay, good.
We'll rock you also.
To keep it fresh, why can't they just add the Kicker Seth variety show during events?
Oh, I love it. Let's do it.
I want to play in the events.
I'm not working that, of course.
You're working. I'm playing.
I've got ideas.
I've got ideas.
You got ideas. We need stuff to put on between games at the LVO. Should we have like the midday show with Kicker and Seth?
I mean, we did talk about doing a morning shows for LVO.
We could call it cereal talk. We can eat cereal and talk about the games.
This is great. I love it. And you guys can be the hype. You can be like, what's going to be on the tables round one? You're going to see this. They're going to do this. These guys did great.
And then we can have a chef teach us how to make cereal.
Bro, let's do it. No. But I really do think that what's been really cool since we brought on the Dice Chick guys, Mekki and Matt, and they did it at SoCal's, is getting those interviews in, in between the rounds and stuff. I think that's something we have to keep on adding.
All right, back to a little bit more serious questions. What are we hoping to see this weekend at FLG New Orleans?
Oh, take it away, Adam.
So we've seen Thick City be the dominant faction since the breakdown. I would like to see, we've seen the Thick City or Grey Knights be the predominant factions in the game. They're kind of trading wins depending on who gets the better run into each other, or like what mission do those two come to head. It really determines and kind of what level the players are at with proficiency wise. I'd love to see Nids get up. I'm waiting to see Nids.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
No. Well,
so you're betting an army, not on a player.
No. I just want to see Nids get a first place. And I would like to see a next gen orc list actually get a first place.
Yeah.
A next gen orc list.
I'm in for that. Let's do it.
That's your man right there.
I want to see. I know most of them are just going to be like 2 or 3 kill rigs with las bombs, but maybe, it's like 2 or 3 2 ruckers, 2 kill rigs, 2 las bombs, and then Misk, right?
Yeah.
So Seth has got like a top secret list he's been working.
It's not top secret.
It's not, okay,
I just told you what it was.
He just told you. He just said.
No.
Wait. Are you not bringing your Squig Hog boys?
I am. I've got 15 of those and 30 Beast Snaggle boys and 20 commandos and 2 Beast bosses.
That core of the army I just told you about. That's like
the core.
600, 700 points. So there's a lot of army you get to pack.
Yeah, there's plenty of fun. Kicker, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
I mean, as always, I can't wait to see everyone. That's a lot of fun. I mean, it's nice to get back to having events. I can't wait to see you, Seth. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. But no, I mean,
every
NOLA
week.
is pretty cool. This venue, as I've been saying since the beginning, is like right in the middle of the French Quarter. So that alone is pretty special. What we've done is we've managed to put all the game systems in the one cool, like, Armstrong Ballroom. It's on the 8th floor. It's overlooking the French Quarter and the Mississippi River. So maybe you get a really
So when you get really angry and throw your dice, you could almost hit the river.
maybe you've had a really tough matchup and you just want to find something happy. You can just walk to this beautiful, giant window, just stare outside and cool yourself. But no, seriously, the event's great. The venue's great. Getting to see people. And actually, if I'm going to say one thing that I'm really excited about is this is like the last big, pre-LVO prep, right? So everyone's testing out their last few little, potential army changes. What about you, Seth? What are you thinking? Well, come on. Are you ready? I mean, obviously you're playing.
I'm excited for beignets.
Oh, beignets.
And shrimp.
Oh, and shrimp. Yes.
Nice.
I can play 40K anywhere. I can only get beignets and shrimp.
I'm going to eat myself stupid. I've been really good since I got here. I've been eating like 2 smallish meals a day, and I'm going to unleash. I don't know if you guys. So there are a lot of superstitions in Australia around food and gaming. Okay. So there's a gentleman named Jeremy Martino, or you call it. My name is Jeremy Marigold. Okay. He won 3 CanCons in a row, and one of the secrets to his success, when he went undefeated, on day 1 or day 2, he'd have 2 main meals for dinner, and then he would go undefeated the next day. We call it double eating.
Wait. So that's the trick, Kicker. Where are we going tomorrow night, buddy?
I mean, I know you want to go to Sobu. There's quite a few. Wherever you guys want. You guys are the out-of-town guests. But we are fortunate within a block, there's probably 50 restaurants that we can choose.
We're going to be doing some good stuff.
And then for lunch, of course, we're going to have gumbo and jambalaya in the hall to keep you well fed. So yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, I just got off the phone this morning with the venue management catering.
I'm gonna need a minute, guys.
That's some premium goodness right there.
Yeah.
I made my own jambalaya.
I'm gonna need to go pack more Pepto, I think. It's gonna be a good weekend. I'm gonna apologize for all opponents in my immediate vicinity because I'm just gonna be constantly eating gumbo and sweating. It's gonna be great.
And farting.
And farting, yes. Our kicker, our producer Val said what everyone was thinking. Thank you, producer Val. All right, let's wrap this delightful show up.
All right.
Don't forget, get your Cherokee tickets. They're on sale. Book your room and enjoy all the perks, including apparently me tucking you into bed. Don't forget to check out if you need more Adam Camilleri in your life. Check him out tomorrow on the Thursday show. Final thoughts, guys.
I got to get some sleep. It's an early day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Adam?
Nah, I don't need to get sleep. I'm going to work on the Thursday show a bit more.
And I got to get some sleep because I got to get in the car tomorrow and drive down to see y'all. So thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this special episode of Signals from the Frontline. Have a great week, and we will see you at the New Orleans Open.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
See you later.